I want to start off this episode by addressing rule changes. Since I decided to do Nuzlocke out of a just sporadic moment and just wild decision, I wanted to set a more concrete rule set since last time I was just like, hey, let's do a permanent death. So I looked up what a Nuzlocke actually is, and it's whenever a partner dies, you cannot use them anymore. While this is challenging, I want to add a little more challenge on. So I'm going to say if Mario dies, it's game over. We're done with the playthrough. If we're not too far into the game, I'll get back to there on my own time and start re-recording or making new episodes. I also want to add in the rule of no items. So if we're in a situation like we will be in this episode where we have to use an item to get past the enemy, we will use it. But we will not be able to use any healing item or any damage dealing item. We will be able to use the special powers to heal Mario up and use the health blocks that you can pay for to get the health back, but any items are off limits. Now onto the episode. Welcome back to the second episode of my Paper Mario Nuzlocke. Hopefully you guys all just saw the new rule set that I've put for myself. As you can see, we're here in, I believe this is Flower Fields or something like that. This is Hooktail that is flying over us right now, and he's flying over to his castle. This is the first time we see something in the background, and you kinda get an idea that you have to go back there, but you don't really understand yet that this game actually lets you go through pipes that puts you in the background. One thing that I thought was really cool that they did in this game. But anyways, about the rules, we're sitting at 2 health right now, and our partner is at 8 health, so obviously we're in a really dangerous position. I also said that I would not like to use any items unless I absolutely have to. So we're gonna have to be really careful, perhaps avoid battles, maybe find some way to get health, and just make sure that we can make it through and not die, because I really don't want to start over already. Okay, that's a really good badge for us. I'm gonna equip that. It makes it so that enemies will sometimes miss us when Mario's in danger, like he is right now. Okay, that's fine. I tried to flick back and hit him. I feel like stage hazards will be a really big problem during this. I feel stage hazards may be something that catch me off guard really easily and end up getting me really close to death or to a situation where I have to switch partners. So I'm really hoping that we get some good luck with stage hazards and that nothing ever really goes wrong for us, which that's a big task to ask for. I don't think we'll have good luck, or at least that good of luck. So we only need 6 more to get a level. So the next person we come across, we're gonna have to take out, and we'll get a level. I think I'll start off with increasing Mario's health since we don't have any badges yet, or we have 2 badges, but we don't need more badge points yet. At least in my opinion, badge points are one of the most important things in this game. And here we go, our first level. So like I said, I'm gonna get 5 extra hit points, but it's really nice. These are going to be very crucial because this restores everything, including all of the health of, all of our health and all of the health of all of our partners. There may be some strategy later on in timing out level ups to get a level up right before I start a boss fight or something. So if I get close in start points, I may avoid fights until I'm close to a boss fight. That way I can get all new fresh partners and Mario's health is restored. And we are in Petalburg. Here is where we meet our first partner, but we do not get him until we come back. Okay, I'm actually not going to act like I know what's going on because I don't really remember too much about the story or the very specific details of the story, like what that conversation was. But here's our first partner. We do not get him yet. He comes up and kind of acts all shy, he tries to ask if he can come with us to Hooktail's castle, but then he just kind of runs off. But anyways, we'll see him later when we make our way back through. See, this is the POW block that I think we have to use it. There may be a different way around it, but I think it has to be used. Now we have to continue on through this pathway onto the next little castle area right here. And I believe the enemy is in here. I don't know how to beat them without the POW block. There must be some way. What happens if you use your POW block in a different battle? Yeah, it just makes no sense how the POW block is the only way to do this. I don't know, I could be wrong. Let's use Tattle to see what she says. Totally covered in spikes, they're so prickly. Max HP is 2, attack is 1, and defense is 4. And they're impervious to fire. Even trying to get close enough to whack it with the hammer is dangerous. Seriously, its spikes will totally pop out. Since you can't jump on it or use a hammer, you better use an item. This is an occasion where we have to use an item. So I'll use the POW block. This is one of the very few occasions where I think it's required to use an item. Besides that, if we come up to another situation, I'll obviously point it out like I did this one. But from what I can recall in my first playthrough, I don't think anywhere else you have to use an item. This is difficult. This is technically an item, but it is an item that lets you stay in an inn one night for free. So it basically just saves you 10 coins when you go to an inn. And these blocks, these are 100% okay to use. I will be using these throughout the run. If they weren't, I honestly don't know what I would do. So here we meet the Thwomp. He's going to play a little game with us where he asks us 5 questions. We have to answer the questions correctly, which might be a little difficult because I didn't read any of the dialogue. And then he will give us the keys to get into Hooktail's castle. What's hidden in this place? Stone keys. Yes. What do 1 Mr. Softener and 1 Fire Flower cost at the shop in Petalburg? I have no idea. I'll just go with 16. Oh, yeah, nice. Cool. What is the name of the mayor of Petalburg? I think it's Croup. Okay, cool. Tell me, where is the Crystal Star, Hooktail's castle? Yeah. How can one get from Petal Meadows to Roguesport? Through a pipe. Yes. Alright, that was a lot easier than I thought. Maybe my game knowledge is not half bad. Ah, yes, I remember this. We have to go into this cave area to... But I was gonna say, we have to go in this cave area to find the stone keys that we need. I totally sit here for like a whole minute talking about how important this badge is and how it lets us do a bunch of damage. But the whole time, I didn't realize that this is the wrong badge. I thought this was the one that let you jump on one enemy continuously until you missed. But this is actually the one that lets you jump on every enemy in a row one time. So completely disregard anything I say about how good this badge being. We have acquired the first sunstone, which is the first key that we need, but we're obviously getting ambushed. But forced fights in this game are not that bad because this is just free XP for us. And now after a kind of long battle because you couldn't use any items, we're done. 12 free star points and we're up to... Oh. I feel like I'm putting myself in a strange predicament right now because I don't really want to show battles because I don't think they're that interesting. But a Nuzlocke is all about surviving and not dying during these battles. So if you guys want to see more battles and you... Like, I'm obviously going to show boss fights, but if you want to see a couple of these just average fights that I normally do and maybe some of my thought process behind what I do, let me know down in the comments because I don't know if I should be showing these or not. They just don't seem that interesting. And of course, while I'm talking, I'm losing all my health, putting myself in a really bad position for the boss fight coming up. So we're sitting pretty on 87 star points, which I think is literally one below what we would need to get a level up right before the boss fight. So we're gonna go into the boss fight with a little low on health. That's okay. We have the star power that we can use to get the special power to use Sweet Treat. This will restore some of our health and flower points. So we can use that if we need to, but it would be best if we don't need to. Okay, this could be huge. If you don't know, if you get 3 shines in a row like that, I was not expecting that. You get bingo, fills up your health, fills up your flower points, and fills up your star meter, which those 2 were already full. But now we're at full health, which is really good going into this boss fight. And this is the boss that we have to go against. I think this guy has like 20 health or something. And then halfway through, he like calls in a bunch of the black ones to help him. Okay, so he's only got 10. That's not bad. And this is exactly where the multi-bounce comes in. So as long as I can land a bunch of these in a row, we'll do a lot of damage. Or I can just get one. And here he calls in all of his buddies to help out. There's tons of them, but luckily we can just ignore them. You don't have to worry about them. I think they do an attack, like a multi-attack, but... Oh! This is a different... This jumps on all of them in a row, not on one as many times as possible. I feel kind of dumb now. But yeah, we can totally ignore these guys. We can just go straight for the gold one still. And just like that, we can perfectly dodge everything. So theoretically, we could get through this with no damage taken, but I'm not that good. That was kind of dangerous. Goombella's down to 5, so I'm going to switch her to the back. And if we land these, we could take him out this turn. And all of the extra guys will go away because the boss is dead. And of course, we don't land it. And they're going for Goombella. This is important to not mess up. Okay, that could have been really bad because that was exactly 5 attacks and then 6 with him. If I would have only gotten one of those, she would have died. But there we go. End of the boss fight. Everybody else flees because they're cowards. And we get a free 20. So now we're up at 19 with a whole new level. So we still don't have very many badges, but I'm going to take the badge points because when we do get the badges, they'll be very important. I know that the flower power is really important for using badges, but I don't think it'll take us long to get another upgrade. So we can upgrade the flower points next. So now it's time to head out. Go back to where we first came through, the warp pipe. And right as we were leaving, Koops should stop us and say, hey, I actually want to come with you guys. Yeah, right here. He's been waiting for us the whole time. We officially now have 2 partners. This puts us in just a lot more safe of a position to where if one partner gets low, we can switch to the other. And if Mario gets low, we can use our partners as shields. And now we essentially have, I think, more than double the health. I think Koops comes with 15. Oh, never mind. I was wrong. Koops only has 10 health. But still, that's 10 more than we had before. This also puts us in a position to where we can get this badge that we could not grab earlier. This looks like one that restores health over time. Yeah, slowly and automatically restores HP during battle. I don't think we're going to be using this at all. I think it's like 3 badge points. I could put it on now just because we don't. It's 2. Just because we have the extra points, but I don't see this being one that we keep on for an extended period of time. After putting in the 2 stones, the rocks move over and reveal some text that we don't care about, but more importantly, these blue switches. Now we use Koops' ability to hold him there, and then release and hit both of these at the same time, and it reveals a tunnel that can take us to the background. Into Hooktail's castle we go. So we are officially at the first castle, and here's the save point. I'm going to call it for here. I think this is a good size episode. Hopefully it's not too short. If it is, I will do more in the future for each episode. But I don't want to do too much progress in each of these episodes, just because I don't want to feel like I'm skipping too much for what I cut out to make the videos a little shorter. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If it's too short, let me know. If it's just the right length, let me know. If you enjoyed the video, drop it a like and consider hitting the subscribe button. It helped me out a lot. And I'll see you guys next week for part 3.